Wow, so happy to be back in this gorgeous warmth, sunshine, beautiful, beautiful Oahu, Hawaii, enjoying the mountains, enjoying the breeze, the bird song, seeing the animals getting back to the land. Gonna go jump in the ocean later. Welcome and fam, much love. Trav here, appreciate you, thank you, love you, and glad that you're here with me today as I talk about lessons learned from a 10-day trip I just took back home to Seattle where I grew up. And some of these lessons you'll be able to apply to your own life to better yourself. So the first thing that I learned and I want to share with you is if you want to make changes to your life, improve yourself, then taking 1 to 2 weeks to leave and return is a great way to do it. Specifically, it's a good way to really look at what your habits are and make changes. So when you're stuck in the day-to-day, we just kind of do what we did yesterday. But taking a trip allows us to break our habits up. It lets us look at what we're doing and make changes and say, you know what? I enjoy playing the piano with my breakfast break, but I should probably use it to record YouTube videos like I'm doing now, create a bigger impact and forward my own goals. So boom, that's one example of the first day back, immediate practice in ocean. So you get to see, like, maybe I shouldn't smoke so much, maybe I shouldn't drink so much, maybe I should write more, and then you can be strategic about how you want to change, and then you actually have a good chance of making some of those changes because you don't have the momentum of yesterday and the day before guiding you. So if you want to change your life, it's good to take a trip every once in a while. You don't have to like fly across the seas or go super far, but it take even 1 week is enough time to break up some habits and make some changes. So if you haven't gone anywhere in the last year, find a way to make a trip. You don't need to spend a bunch of money. You don't need to go to Hawaii or some tropical place, but it will better the current life that you have. That's one of the things that I learned. Another thing that I learned, and it just has to do with traveling and living and moving. So some of my friends stayed behind in Seattle. Some of them moved to new places. And then there's a couple of us that traveled a lot and relocated. And I think one thing is, if you're going to travel and you're going to move and relocate to a better place, you should do it, the sooner you do it, the better. The younger you can do it, the better. The later you do it, the less opportunity, the more you have to uproot your own life, the harder it will be to set roots and make new friends and make new relationships. You try to do it in your 20s. You don't want to be stuck in the wrong place and then finally like move in your 40s and then you don't know anyone and you're making new friends, right? It takes years to really develop deep community and friendship. So if it's like I'm living in the wrong place, then you should move sooner rather than later and don't put it off. There's trade-offs though. My friends who stayed behind, some of them are like, the weather isn't amazing, but I stayed behind because I have a long-term relationship, and now we're married, and now we have kids. So like, okay, respect to that. And I'm thinking ahead. It's like really the next step for me. You have the sequence. I thought it would be good to be in the right physical geographic location first, because I knew once you have family, you can't really obligations not and being hefted and attached becomes much harder to move. So there's trade-offs there. If you're where you are and you don't like it and you're single, then try to find a better place to live as soon as possible. Don't put it off, or it's never going to happen, or it'll be much harder or less enjoyable. And if you're kind of stuck where you're stuck because you're invested in your relationship and job, that's fine too. You can make it work. You can be happy anywhere if you find the right lifestyle and have the right people around you. Yep. Another thing that I saw, and I had time to write more, so I'm going to be releasing my book, or I could release my book, The Food Life, by New Year's or early New Year. I'm not sure when I'm going to do it. I'm not in a super rush to do it, but I kind of want to get it out. But anyways, some of my happiest friends back home are homesteading. They have, outside of Seattle and Bainbridge, they have hogs. There's a couple that did it together. They're doing it together. They've got hogs, they've got goats, they've got a dog, they've got chickens, they've got ducks. they've got a lot of trees in the ground, and it's awesome for them. In talking to people, it is really desirable, the farming lifestyle, and it seems like more and more people see that as a destination. Like, once I get the money or have the security, then I'll get the land, then I want to grow stuff. Or some others of my friends are growing herbs in the back, or they're growing things. Another one of my friends started a microgreen growing company in Seattle, All Greens, growing microgreens for restaurants and stuff. But definitely, to me, that recommitted me to, like, I'm definitely doing the right thing with my life. My happiest time out there is on the farm, and I thought I would be happy too out here, even if it's dark and it's cold. It's still a nice life being on the land. So confident that I'm doing the right thing and I'm in the right place, and sometimes you got to travel to find that. And I think those are the big lessons that I've learned, is related to going home, and just generally you have a chance to change when you travel, when you take a break, when you get to work, or when you're young is really the best time to travel and relocate. Or you don't want to, you can when you're older, but you probably don't want to. But you can just kind of bloom where you are and make the most of where you are, and build a nice life anywhere. So it's inspiring and it's motivating for me, and I'm excited with the perspective change that I've had coming back here, knowing the next steps for me in life, and also minor habit changes where I got a lot of work done on the book writing project, and that's going to be out soon, and I'm excited, and the future is bright, and the days are good, and I'm happy. So expect more YouTube from me. I'm going to be trying to get back to doing it close to daily. The habit day one is do it in the morning immediately after breakfast. So we worked for 3 hours already, but it's going to be good. Thank you. Appreciate you. In the comments, ask anything of a topic you want to hear about, especially if it's related to the food life farming. That's kind of what I want to be talking about right now. So let me know what you think in the comments. Share down below. Por favor. Thank you. Talk to you soon. And much love.